With its miles of black metal surface covered in armaments, the enormous ship hung in space like a gloomy moon. The ship belonged to the Valran Empire, which ruled 10,000 worlds and had the capacity to annihilate entire cities. On the bridge of the ship's sovereign's wrath, Galaxy Ambassador Zahn stood. His tall, slender frame was draped with. As he examined his weapons and conversed with his guards, his crimson eyes and gray skin, which appeared to be old leather forearms, moved. Glowing with pride and rage, he told his captain, "These humans think they can refuse the Empire. They will discover what happens to those who refuse us. 3 people are on Luna Station, which is located far above the surface of the Earth." Captain Jake Morrison, with his brown hair and blue Earth Defense Force uniform, waited in a tiny meeting room. His green eyes appeared exhausted, and his hair was chopped short. He had been struggling with. For the past 2 years, he has been sitting next to President Lisa Carter, who was a. Despite her gentle eyes and silver hair, the woman's face revealed the burden of governing Earth in these dire times. Read of Empire raids on human settlements, she shuddered a little. Admiral Rick Hayes stood at the window, observing. From here, the world below appeared serene, with white clouds drifting across azure seas, but Rick knew. He had witnessed what the Empire did to worlds that refused to join them, so he knew that peace would not continue for long. "They're coming." Dr. Amy Rodriguez stated this as she entered the room with a bulky folder full of documents and images. Amy was a young woman with intelligent brown eyes and black hair who had spent 5. President Carter questioned, "How long do we have, after years of researching the Empire and how it treated other species?" 10 minutes, to which Amy answered, "Their ship just passed Mars." Jake got up to make sure. His weapon, "Keep in mind that we adhere to the plan regardless of what they offer. They threaten, and when we say no, the room goes quiet because everyone is aware of this meeting. Would alter everything for 50 years. The Empire had been gaining strength and size, capturing thousands of countless worlds, converting free people into slaves, and now Earth had to deal with. The Sovereign's rage was so intense that a dazzling light flooded the chamber as the Empire cruiser appeared outside Luna Station. Big enough to obscure the stars, smaller ships circled it like enraged wasps, saying, "Incoming message." The air in the room shimmered as the station's computer voice spoke, and Ambassador Zethan appeared as a hologram, moving his forearms while uttering the words, "Humans of Earth," in flawless English. "I'm Ambassador Zethan from the Valran Empire, and I'm frigid and sharp. I bring you the last." Emperor Vexius himself offered peace, and President Carter slowly rose to his feet. "Zethan is grinning and flashing his teeth like shattered glass as we listen. Your universe was too long in resisting us, but the Emperor is forgiving, so come to the Empire now, and your laborers will assist in building our ships, your warriors will serve in our armies, and your children will." Zakin stated, "Learn our ways, and if we refuse to ask Admiral Hayes, then you die. Merely, your world will burn, your cities will burn, and your people will become slaves. Will be forcibly joined to the Empire." Dr. Amy Rodriguez came out, and we know. We've seen the reports from Kathari refugees, and we know about the true fate of species that join you, she continued. Processing centers, genetic alterations, and the mind's control are the propagation of lies. The second's red eyes flared with rage. Amy opened her folder and took out pictures taken by terrorists and rebels. These are photos of youngsters who survived the Kathari conflict. Entire cultures were erased from history, and adults' minds were cleansed, transforming them into living robots. The Empire provides order to chaos, Zthan stated. We give purpose and make weak species strong. To lives of meaninglessness. Captain Jake Morrison sarcastically chuckled, "You call. We've heard enough about slavery, freedom, and what you call murder and mercy." President Carter. She turned back to the holographic Ambassador Zthan, saying, "I looked at every human in the room, and they all nodded. Clearly, I decline your offer on behalf of the people of Earth and all human colonies. We will not join your empire. Zethon's face contorted. We choose freedom over submission to your emperor. You just signed the death warrant for your entire life out of wrath. President Carter may have stated, species, but we will die as free people, not as an empire. Slaves could see the Empire's ship's armaments through the window as the hologram flickered and vanished. Commander Bennett stated Admiral Hayes to execute the Prometheus protocol into his radio as the signal began to glow. Permission code Terra Irma, which is located far below the surface of the Earth, was given to secret bases all throughout the world. The signal enters enormous equipment located in underground bunkers from Alaska to Antarctica. Started the last countdown to awaken scientists and engineers who had been working covertly for 20 years. Deep under the Rocky Mountains, Commander Alex Bennett stood in the main control room, where banks of computers lined the. In the middle of the room, a chair is surrounded by screens and controllers, while the walls are all glowing green. His assistant's power levels were at the maximum barrier, according to the station's report. Alex took a seat in the command chair and explained that 20 years of work had resulted to 20 years of mining asteroids for rare metals, up to this point 20 years of reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology discovered in a shipwreck outside of Pluto 20. After years of constructing the best defense for humanity, Alex starts the planetary barrier. Said that deep down generators the size of the machines buzzed with power. Buildings started to spin, as energy circulated throughout the Earth through cables as thick as subway tunnels and the air itself. Humans on Luna Station watched in awe as a wall of light encircled their world as it started to shimmer. The barrier appeared to be 1,000 times brighter than the northern lights.